Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Life. It's Linda here. Today I want to give you a simple English toolkit for your job. Imagine you're in an office. You see your coworkers, you talk to your manager, you write emails, you join meetings. I'm going to give you lots of short, useful phrases, and I'll tell you when you can use them and show you how they sound in real life. I've put the full list of these 50 phrases in the description box below, so you can save them or print them out to practice later. No stress, no grammar lesson. Just simple, everyday English for work. Let's start with small talk at the office. This is the English you use near the coffee machine, in the hallway, or in the morning when you arrive at work. You see a coworker in the morning. You can say, "Good morning. How's everything going?" This is friendly and professional at the same time. A short conversation could be, "Good morning. How's everything going?" "Pretty good, thanks. Just a busy day." Later, maybe it's 11 a.m., you meet someone in the hallway. You can say, "Hey, how's your day going so far?" For example, "Hey, how's your day going so far?" "Not bad. I've been in meetings all morning." On Monday morning, we love to talk about the weekend. You can say, "Hi, how was your weekend?" Or, "Did you have a good weekend?" Like this. "Hi, how was your weekend?" "It was great, thanks. I went to see my family. How about you?" Another easy one is, "How's work going today?" You can use this when someone looks busy or tired. "How's work going today?" "Honestly, it's a bit crazy, but I'm surviving." Now let's talk about starting a short conversation when you need something. A super useful phrase is, "Do you have a minute?" You go to your coworker's desk. "Hey, do you have a minute?" "Sure, what's up?" If you need to ask something small, you can say, "Can I ask you something quickly?" For example, "Can I ask you something quickly?" "Of course, go ahead." Maybe you want to talk a bit later, not right now. You can say, "Are you free for a quick chat?" For example, "Are you free for a quick chat this afternoon?" "Yeah, I'm free after 3. And when you're busy and you want to talk later, a nice phrase is, "Let's catch up later." Like this. "I have to run to another meeting, but let's catch up later." "Sure, let's talk after lunch." Okay, now let's move to work, tasks, and deadlines. These phrases help you sound professional when you talk about what you're doing. Imagine your manager asks, "Have you started the report?" You can say, "I'm working on it right now." Or maybe you already started, but it's not finished. You say, "I'm still working on it." For example, "Is the presentation ready?" "Not yet. I'm still working on it." When you finish something, you can say, "I've just finished the report." Like this. "Any update on the report?" "Yes, I've just finished the report. I'll send it to you soon." A very useful sentence for deadlines is, "I'll send it to you by the end of the day." For example, "When can I see the draft?" "I'll send it to you by the end of the day." Sometimes you don't have the answer right now. You can say, "I'll get back to you as soon as I can." Like this. "Do you know the final numbers?" I'm not sure yet. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Another nice phrase is, I'll let you know when it's ready. For example, do I need to check the file now? No, I'll let you know when it's ready. Now, sometimes we need more time. You want to move the deadline. You can say, can we extend the deadline? Like this. I don't think I can finish this today. Can we extend the deadline? Okay, let's move it to Friday. Or you can say, is it okay if I send it tomorrow? For example, I'm almost done, but I need a bit more time. Is it okay if I send it tomorrow? Sure, that's fine. To check how urgent something is, you can ask, do you need this today? Here are the documents. Do you need this today? No, tomorrow is fine. And a very simple, very useful question is, what's the deadline for this? I can start the new task now. What's the deadline for this? The deadline is next Wednesday. Now, let's move into meetings. Many people feel nervous in English meetings, but with a few short phrases, you can survive very easily. When the meeting starts, you might hear, let's get started. Is everyone here? Great, let's get started. During the meeting, maybe the leader says, let's go over the main points. That means, let's review the important things. If you don't understand something, don't be shy. Just say, can you repeat that, please? Or, sorry, I didn't catch that. For example, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that, please? If you understand a little, but it's not clear, you can say, could you explain that in a bit more detail? I'm not sure I understand the process. Sometimes you want to check if you understood correctly. You can say, just to be clear, do you mean, for example, just to be clear, do you mean we start next week? Yes, that's right. To join the conversation, a very polite phrase is, can I add something? Like this. Can I add something? I think we should also check last year's data. Or, if you want to ask, you can use, I have a quick question. I have a quick question. Who is responsible for the final review? Sometimes the topic is too long. You can gently move it by saying, can we come back to this later? This is important, but can we come back to this later and move on for now? To continue the meeting, people say, let's move on to the next topic. We've discussed the budget. Let's move on to the next topic. Near the end of the meeting, two very useful phrases are, let's summarize what we've decided, and what are the next steps? For example, before we finish, let's summarize what we've decided. And then, so what are the next steps after this meeting? John will update the timeline, and I'll contact the client. Okay, now let's talk about agreeing and disagreeing politely. This is very important in office culture. When you agree, you can say, I completely agree. I agree with you. I think you're right. That sounds good to me. That's a great idea. Here are some mini conversations. We should focus more on customer feedback. I completely agree. This plan will save us time. I agree with you. We need more time for testing. I think you're right. Let's have the meeting at 10 a.m. That sounds good to me. Maybe we can create a simple guide for new employees. That's a great idea. Now, when you don't agree, you need to be soft and polite. You don't want to sound angry or rude. You can start with, I see your point, but, for example, I think we can finish this in 2 days. I see your point, but I think we need a little more time. Another gentle phrase is, I'm not sure I agree with that. We don't need to test this. I'm not sure I agree with that. It might be risky. Or, I'm not completely sure about this. I'm not completely sure about this approach. Maybe we should test it first. You can also offer another idea with, maybe we could try a different approach. Maybe we could try a different approach with the marketing plan. And a very soft, very polite sentence is, I have a slightly different opinion. I have a slightly different opinion. I think we should start with a smaller test. Now, problems and solutions. At work, problems happen all the time. The important thing is how you talk about them. To keep the mood calm, you can say, we have a small issue. We have a small issue with the server, but we're working on it. Or, there seems to be a problem. There seems to be a problem with the file. It won't open. When you're late compared to the plan, you can say, we're running a bit behind schedule. We're running a bit behind schedule, but we can still finish this week. Another neutral sentence is, there's been a delay. There's been a delay with the shipment, so we need to update the client. If the problem is about technology, you can say, we're having some technical problems. Sorry for the wait, we're having some technical problems with the system. Now, let's move from the problem to the solution. Good phrases are, let's try to find a solution. What can we do to fix this? Let's see how we can improve this. For example, okay, we know there's a problem. Let's try to find a solution. The results are not what we expected. What can we do to fix this? The process works, but it's slow. Let's see how we can improve this. Finally, some very common polite phrases that you can use in emails and also in speaking. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your quick response. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to contact me. Sorry for the confusion. Thanks for your patience. Here's how they sound together. Thank you for your quick response. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. Or, sorry for the confusion and thanks for your patience. All right, let's quickly review the idea of this lesson. You learned how to start small talk. Good morning, how's everything going? Do you have a minute? Let's catch up later. Talk about tasks and deadlines. I'm working on it right now. I'll send it to you by the end of the day. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. What's the deadline for this? Join meetings. Can you repeat that, please? I have a quick question. Let's move on to the next topic. What are the next steps? Agree and disagree politely. I completely agree. That sounds good to me. I see your point, but I'm not sure I agree with that. And speak about problems and solutions. We have a small issue. We're running a bit behind schedule. Let's try to find a solution. What can we do to fix this? You don't need to memorize everything. Just choose a few phrases that you like and that match your job. Write them down on a small paper or in your phone and try to use them this week at work. For example, this week you can focus on, "Do you have a minute? I'll send it to you by the end of the day. I have a quick question. I see your point, but..." and "Let's try to find a solution." The more you use them, the more natural they will feel. Step by step, your work English will become clear, simple, and confident. Thank you for listening, and thank you for spending your time with English Life. If you enjoyed this lesson and you want more easy English for daily life and for work, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. See you next time, and keep practicing your English every day.